Legend of Korra. It's a sequel to a TV show that I love, and I don't love this sequel. It's fine. What do you think?
Well, I actually like it, with the exception of season 2. We don't talk about that one. But I personally liked it. I will never like it more than Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I will say that it is definitely my oatmeal raisins compared to the chocolate chip.
And I will say, the romance in Korra, well, at least I can say it's better than 50 Shades of Grey. So that's a bar. All right, let's start.
Suyin and Batar, the first. I want to say A tier, because it seemed like a healthy relationship from what I could tell.
Yep, I agree.
Whoa! Tenzin's not gonna be happy about this.
Then don't tell him.
How can I not? This is too juicy.
These two, which is actually like, I remember being the highlight of season 3. They were really cute together.
At first, I kind of like disliked him a little bit because he was a little but I say that the relationship, I feel like it can go definitely long term. So I want to say A tier.
Yeah, it's such a shame they didn't expand it more on that on season 4. That would have been great. And then it's time for Diet Aang X Exula.
F tier.
Yep, yeah, F tier. There's nothing more
Because
to say.
she tried to kill her.
Let's throw like this down on F tier too, because she just straight up manipulated him, used his affection.
Yeah,
for
she
her.
used him for position of power. Not to mention the fact, like, when he got captured by his family and his family was trying to convince him, he's like, no, and then he talks to Kuvira, and it's like on the phone, and he's like, come on, let's go, we can forget about this and live happily together. And she decides to just shoot him, basically.
Yeah, she's all like, you didn't betray me, you betrayed yourself. No, Kuvira! And dies.
Well, he didn't die, thankfully. None of them died because he was with the other characters.
Gotcha.
And we got Amon's parents.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. We know nothing about them, and it was clear that he was an abusive father. I'm not sure if he was an abusive husband, but who knows?
Kaya and Lynn's backup option.
Oh my gosh, jeez. But I will say that it is extremely popular in the fandom. It's like the #2 favorite fem/slash in the fandom. I'm not sure why people ship it, unless something happened in the comic that I didn't see because I'm not caught up with it. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel like people just kind of put them together because, they felt bad for Lynn that she doesn't have a romance partner at her age, so I don't know. But either way,
Yeah,
we don't know much.
It runs within the Beifong family to have failed romances, unless you're her.
Ah, jeez. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but I mean, if it works and it becomes canon, I wouldn't disagree with it. But because they don't really interact or anything, I guess we'll just leave it at D tier because of it.
Yeah.
That would be my darling Eska. Quick question, is this thing fast enough to get away from my crazy waterbending ex-girlfriend?
Why do you think I built this boat?
And this is like, it's funny
F-tier.
at point. Like, I get it. Like, it's portrayed as comedic, and they never went too far with it. But it doesn't change the fact that it is toxic in the end.
Possessive of him. Yeah, and like she even puts a collar on him. She's like, "You entertain me. You shall be mine."
Basically, the failed Aang and Toph ship.
Oh my gosh! I didn't even think of it like that. Okay, unfortunately, we didn't really see much of like how they were as a couple, so I can't really give too much of a description because they obviously broke up. But I guess C tier would be, because it's clear that they were able to mature and at least become friends.
Yeah, it's not unhealthy. It's not toxic. Although apparently her reaction was toxic to him breaking up with her.
Yeah, I actually kind of did like that. It was kind of funny. Like Mako and Korra broke up, and then she just breaks the table, and then Lin comes out. And it's like, what happened here? And he's like, Korra and I just broke up. And she's like, oh, you should have seen how I was at Airbender Island when he broke up with me. And I'm like,
Yeah, I miss my wife.
A tier, nowhere above A tier, just because it was technically declared that Pema was a homewrecker. Like, once she was explained to Korra, because Korra was asking for advice, where she starts explaining that he was in love with the wrong woman, and essentially she got in between, broke them up, essentially.
Yeah.
But they do seem like a healthy couple. I mean, they have like 4 kids already, so. And he always seems to be like, I don't know, from what we see, it's very healthy, but I would not put it above A tier just because she technically caused a breakup.
All right, Bolin and Asami, the side pair that gets paired up for no reason in fan fictions.
It feels more like because of Makora, And you know, with the whole love triangle between Mako and Asami, I think it felt like more like, oh, I want Mako and Korra to be a thing, but I like Asami, so I'll pair her up with the next available male character or whatever. Anybody who basically gave her like a nice happy glance.
Yeah, I'll put that on like on low C. Now for a ship that I kind of wish was endgame, that being Korra and Bolin. Because he clearly has feelings for her, and I feel sorry for him when he got heartbroken.
Yeah, considering the fact that... Okay, I can't blame Korra too much because if she was obviously isolated. It's clear that she probably never grew up with anybody around her age, outside of teachers always teaching her to be the Avatar and all. But she used him to make Mako jealous.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
No, it's not. Like...
Wait,
you don't do that.
Should we wait? Shouldn't that like get rid of its bromance tier then? Because a bro wouldn't do that to a bro.
I only want to put it in bromance just because of the fact that like afterwards, like, you know, after like they kind of like solve those issues, because she does apologize to him and they're able to move on. And as far as I'm concerned, they seem like they're really good friends.
All right, fair enough. All right, now it's time for the...
Maybe at the bottom of the bromance list. I don't know.
If there's anything else in the bromance list. Bolin and this girl that I remember liking in...
I actually liked it.
It was cute.
I actually did like it. Don't get me wrong, there was some ups and downs, but at the same time, they were both going through issues. I personally didn't mind that they had like a, you know, in season 4 where like he was paired up with, well, not paired up, sorry. He was working with Kuvira and she was not working with Kuvira. Yeah, I would say definitely B tier. Yeah. We did get to see their relationship blossom, at least.
Did the comics did anything more with them?
I gotta be honest, I'm not super caught up with them, but I do, from what I was able to tell, unless somebody can correct me in the comments, they were still together.
Yay! Okay, but I'm never gonna read those comics though. No way. This is just C D tier. It's a one-off thing. It's like a joke. There's nothing there really.
Yeah, she only really started paying attention to him after for a hero complex, like after he rescued her, I think it was.
Yeah.
She was definitely going for the clout. Like that's how I was seeing it. Ginger is she's just a one-off character.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never see you again.
I never doubted. Really?
And now it's time for apparently the healthiest relationship we've ever seen in Korra, from the villains.
Despite the fact that they're villains, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be real. When Pili, is it Pili? Yeah, Pili. When Pili died, I felt that. I was like, apart from the fact that it was like probably the most gruesome off-screen death, I felt bad that she died. I was like, oh my gosh. Also just because when you see this relationship happen, it's very wholesome, it's very healthy. Especially from the fact that she told, like, when she was, like, remembering, it's like, oh, I remember when you rescued me from that. Like, essentially, she was trafficked because she's a combustion bender. I thought that was just sweet. I would definitely put it at the S tier. Like, despite the fact that they're villains, I still find it funny that it's honestly very healthy.
That's kind of upsetting for the pairs we're gonna bring up next that are main characters.
Oh no, I'm scared.
Okay, let's, Korra's parents, I think just B tier. I have nothing else to say, really.
B tier, just because we don't see a lot of them, but it's very clear that they are a healthy relationship, and Korra did come from a very healthy, loving home. And it's just nice to see good parents in general, because they were really good parents to Korra.
Yes! Thank you. You are definitely getting a raise, buddy.
Woo and Mako, huh? I'm gonna be real, I did not see any romance between the two of them. If anything, he was definitely having more of the hots for Korra, but Korra clearly wasn't having it.
Ironically enough, those two would probably work better together than Korra's other relationships, but we'll get there soon.
Yeah, no, but I remember this was pretty popular because I think a lot of people kind of felt bad that Mako didn't get together with anybody. So they're like, yeah, we'll just ship him with the only character that's like flamboyant and probably gay. Or bisexual, because he did find Korra attractive.
Yeah.
You may now do the thing.
Oh.
It's S tier. This is S tier. It's hilarious.
Yes, I actually was rooting for this ship. When I found out that she definitely liked him, and you know, he was obviously like destroyed when she betrayed him at the end, I was like, I was rooting for it, and I'm just so happy that they did get together.
Yeah.
I just hope that, you know, Varric did take away from that toxic views of her, of just seeing her as like a tool. There we go. But yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, they seem like a healthy relationship. Also, I just really like Varric's character.
Yeah. Like, he has like the best development out of this entire fucking cast.
Yes.
Well, group these together. I'm gonna say my piece before I give the mic to you. So.
No, I'm with Asami. Yeah, but when you're with her, you're thinking about me, aren't you?
What is wrong with you?
Korra and Mako and Asami. Okay, this love triangle is objectively one of the worst aspects of the show. It was annoying to sit through. I did not care for it at all. And Mako is a boyfriend so bad he turned his girlfriends gay. But as bad as what boyfriend he was to both parties later on, Korra was basically the reason why his relationships go downhill from there. Why do I say this? Because she basically knew that Mako was in a relationship. She, as you said, tried to date Bolin to make him jealous. And when she basically forced herself onto Mako with that kiss, I remember seeing the scene later on when he confronts her about it. I was like, well, yeah, but then you didn't enjoy. But you enjoyed it, didn't you? Because he kissed me back. I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like,
I blame the writers.
Like, she was so smug about it. Like, okay, like even with the context of her not knowing about social boundaries and stuff, because she grew up training instead of socializing. Yeah. Even with that context, it's still messed up. And when they broke up, and then with the Korra's amnesia thing, and he thought, and when it looks like when Asami and Mako were gonna get back together, he just like decided to, for some reason, no reason at all, to like, oh, nothing happened, we're still together. I'm like, what? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, like I'm gonna be real. That love triangle was just a freaking hot mess. It makes the love triangle in Twilight seem a little bit more cohesive, and that's saying something.
Yeah, like no, Twilight is just like creepily wrong. Like this one's just like a messy Disney drama. No, this is a Disney drama.
Actually, yeah, no, I take back my statement. I'm wrong. Yeah, you're right.
A part of me wants to put it on F, like genuinely, but that means that, but at worst D. That's the nicest I'll ever be to these pairs. And these actually bring up to my one of my least favorite ships in the Avatar series, and that is the big one. Korra Asami. So, I want to get this out of the way. It's great that the impact that this ship has for the LGBTQ plus community. That's great. It crawled so other shows can run and then get canned for running, such as Steven Universe and Owl House. The only one that's currently running well is the Loud House, which is pretty funny when you think about it. But regardless of the impact, ignoring that, because I never associate like its impact on media with things within the story of the show, it's absolutely terrible. It was really forced. It was rushed. And also, even if they try to build it up, Korra and Asami don't have any real reasons to love each other, because Korra was ruined her relationship with Mako. So why would Asami date someone who ruined her previous relationship? That's my piece.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you with a lot of the stuff, and I'm just gonna kind of take one step back because I actually do like this pair. I do. I'm not disagreeing with you. The way how it started, the way how it was written, it could have been so much better. It should have been done much better, and I do think a lot of it has to do with Korra, because like I said, she made Mako she tried to make Mako jealous. She did, essentially kiss him when he was technically, seeing another girl. But, like I said, because of those social standards, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse that she did that. But I guess you could say I'm willing to kind of like give her a little bit of leeway because of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would say that yes, Asami technically shouldn't have fallen for Korra, because what you stated, because Korra caused her to break up with the other character. But I think one of the reasons why I'm actually willing to defend this pairing a little bit is because of what happened in season 4 and partially in season 3. There's a scene in season 1 that I do remember particularly when she meets Asami for the first time. Despite the fact that, Korra was definitely into Mako, and, Asami was, like, the first time they meet, there's, like, no tension between the two of them. It's like they didn't even care that they were pining for the first guy. In fact, they were even able to develop like a really nice relationship between the two of them, friendship-wise, not like romantic yet.
Wouldn't that make it more messed up that she's messing up her friend's relationship?
Yeah, no, like don't get me wrong. Again, I blame the writing for this. It's very clear that the writers who were like behind the whole love triangle situation, they were definitely doing more of like, because let's be real, a lot of people who get relationships broken because of one other person, they're not gonna want to speak to that person anymore. So again, I mostly blame the writers for this, because it's clear that they don't understand, like, if you break up somebody's relationship, that person, unless it's very rare, but I don't want to go into a long tangent on that, but it wouldn't want to make people want to talk to each other. So I understand your point. I'm not disagreeing with it. That scene, it just made me feel like, okay, so they didn't have there was no beef between the two of them, at least not in that regard. And then in season 4, the only person that Korra felt comfortable enough to express any sort of vulnerability to was Asami. She was writing the letter. She even said, please don't tell Mako and Bolin. I just feel more comfortable being able to express these feelings to you. Like, not in romantic feelings, just more like, because Korra has always, she centralized her identity as the Avatar. And the fact that she was poisoned with mercury and wasn't able to be the Avatar, it basically ruined her sense of identity. And, she had that Korra alone episode. Anyways, I don't know. I just felt like Korra and Asami were considering the fact that at least a few years have happened, and considering the fact that Korra had matured because of that trauma she went through, she was able to, like, I guess you could say grow. But at the same time, you did pull up some really good points that in reality, this relationship shouldn't have happened. Do I like it? Yes. Is it a hot mess? Absolutely. But like you said, like, should have happened? Not the way it did. If they wanted Korra and Asami to be together, there should have been a different way to have established this. And it's one of the reasons why I absolutely hate the damn freaking love square or triangle, whatever you want to put, because Bolin was also involved. Instead of having them like fall for each other and date each other and then cause drama because they were breaking up or stuff like that, they should have done something different. Like with the whole equalist system. Korra should have been more focused on, being the Avatar and wanting to fix that. And, Bolin and Mako, they lived in the streets. Maybe they could have had like some type of like disregarding of like, the whole pro benders and the benders and versus the non-bender situation. And, Asami, being more conflicted, like, should she support her dad? Should she not go against her? Should she go against her dad, especially since a bender did kill her mom? It should have been more of that. And then the relationship should have been built slowly instead of just immediately. Again, I understand it's mostly Nickelodeon's fault because they were definitely trying to, because originally Korra was only supposed to be 12 episodes, but apparently it did so well that they added more. So overall, I really blame the writers. I blame Nickelodeon. This series just deserved so much better compared to what we were given.
So where would you put it?
I'm biased, and I would definitely put it an A tier. However, with what you brought up and considering a lot of stuff that was going down, I would definitely put it mostly at B tier, like the bottom of B tier, because you did bring up some really good aspects that this relationship is very unrealistic, at least with how it was grounded in.
Me, where I would put it, personally, I would put it on F. If I'm being nice, at C, because like this ship did have its impact on the community. Like, cool, but again, like I said, I don't really like to apply impact compared to what's actually in the content of the show, and what's in is not justifiable.
I think I would say C tier because, like you said, what you brought up really made a lot of sense. But, I'm a little bit more biased because I would definitely put it more in S tier. But also just because Korra did feel more comfortable with Asami compared to, like, all her other friends that she could have ridden back because she was bedbound, paralyzed mostly. Well, not paralyzed. She was, I don't remember the term for it, but, she couldn't really do it.
Immobile. All right. Well, and that's all the Korra ships. That was a lot more dramatic than last time with that airbender. I guess goes to show how badly written the romance is.
I would say that Avatar definitely had more thought and love into this than the series did.
Yep.
In fact, I actually wondered that if they were given free reign and they had writers that didn't try to do romance left and right, I actually wonder how this series could have worked out.
But overall, well, I wouldn't say I'm satisfied with the list, but I'm okay with it. I can live with it. I'm still surprised that the best ship is the villain. I'm still surprised about that. Anyway, I say this is a good list. Thank you so much for joining me, Zeruda.
Well, thanks for having me, even though we probably disagreed on one thing, but it's okay.
Yeah, but then again,
yeah,
we may disagree, but we understand each other.
And that's what being a part of the fandom is. You shouldn't be fighting despite the fact that you like one ship, but you shouldn't be shitting on the other and attacking other people.
Alright, and thank you all so much for watching. Let us know what your favorite core ship is down below, and have a great day.
You stand so tall with the weight of the world on your shoulders. Don't let them